And we are back here, everybody, for Game 2 draft between Peaches and, well, soon to be draft, Fafnir and Peaches. Never mind, draft is live, and we are ready to see what these teams are really deciding to go through. It's Fearless, of course, of the champions we saw last game, gone this game, and nothing's changing by the looks of it. The Sejuani, the Braum, the Galio from Fafnir, and the Varus, Wukong, and Vi gonna be the bans.
I mean, we saw the Sivir ban actually coming out from Fafnir for game 1, but game 2 they said no. We're not going to ban it. We're going to ban the Galio instead, not keep that ban to the second phase. And in response, that was a really quick Varus ban as well. So he says, you know what? We're going to pick the Sivir that we didn't get to last game, and the Jarvan is going to be the answer here. Coming Cataclysm is still very strong, especially with an immobile Sivir. Pretty good.
Yeah, it does just a little good. Also, you could pair it with a really, really good mid laner right here, or if you want to save that and pick an AD carry, that could definitely work. Just a little bit. J4 phenomenal into Sivir, mind you. For anyone out of the loop, Syndra as well. Just a really good follow-up champion. Not what I was thinking of. I was more thinking of maybe like an Orianna specifically, because the Jarvan Orianna combo is just nigh impossible to deal with if you're an immobile AD carry, and Fafnir was the team last game in terms of damage, so really going to have to see how this Sivir deals with that.
And if they lock that in, damage it is. Gwen, of course, just does so much damage with her snap, with her percent max health, true damage. Is it percent max health or missing health?
Some percent health damage. When I don't know, I call it percent health.
Yeah, it's percent health, percent damage. It's quite a bit, very deadly there. And I mean, what jungler really wants to bring out? Maybe bring out the
Is that full?
I mean,
Kali's challenge.
That it's not going to look pretty good for Akali early, right? Sinja's going to be able to get the poke on her with the range and everything, but come late game, assuming Akali can get to that, of course, we saw the Azir, right? Azir, yeah, come late game, Azir will do good, but if you don't get to the late game, you're not going to be doing much. And of course, Akali, she gets something good. She gets a good ultimate, can really delete Syndra, but that's not until Syndra gets a little further, and that's an early game champion that I think Justin really wanted more last game.
Yeah, and it does pretty well into Sivir, especially if you say pair it with, maybe a Nami or a Milio, and that's probably what Peaches is thinking here. They're challenging Fafnir. Hey, do you want to ban 2 supports right now when our top lane still hasn't picked it and we're on red side? We just get to pick R5 right now. In the meantime, though, I believe that Gwen is supposed to be a flex to play in between both the top lane and the jungle, but I haven't seen Jungle Gwen, or Gwungle as she is known as, for a while, so I'm not exactly sure. And the Alistar ban leaves one of the 2 better pairings up. I'm a little curious with those picks.
I mean, it's not too bad. The Nocturne coming out a little. I was more there. It is. I was more expecting the Nami ban here. Of course, with that Braum ban in that round 1, really good. Of course, being that Lucian can stack that passes up the Braum passive up so quickly here. But with that off the table, do they want to have that support pick now, or do they save it for a little bit, have that counter pick, or have the top blind here, but still allow that support to get the counter pick? And they're actually just going to pick the Rakan. I mean, it's not too bad, but with the spell shield coming out from Sivir, that can be annoying if it's just a Lucian Rakan engage. If it's just Lucian engage, or Rakan engage. Ooh.
Yeah, both of them are supposed to play off each other, and the idea with Rakan, this is something I was pretty happy to play with Lucian back when the Lucian passive did a lot more damage, base damage, but this is also what this invites. You pick the Rakan blind, you invite so many good counter picks. That's going to be a Poppy support 100%, and Trundle's still a flex pick. You don't exactly know if your Peaches, is this Gwen going to go jungle? Is this Trundle going to go jungle? Both flex between that role really well, but Rakan has ways to activate the Lucian passive, in fact, the most out of any of the champions, but the passive doesn't deal damage anymore. I'm going to be honest, it's like 15, 20 extra damage. It's not a whole lot, but the lockdown's very nice, and any little bit of extra engage for Peaches is always good.
again, it's more again. You just want stacking. Okay.
The hell?
Um,
Oh,
do you just start putting on animals by Maroon 5 and woo? I mean,
like I'm also a little curious. Warwick is solid into both Gwen and Trundle. He's pretty sticky. He's got the sustain, and both those champions generally do struggle to finish off champions before level 6. And Warwick level 6 is really strong, so he can manage needlework and the Trundle passive kind of. But to me, I'm still looking at this, and I'm looking at kind of what could have been from Peaches, and I'm not pleased, if I'm being honest, because that's
I'm
Warwick
looking.
top.
Yeah,
So
Broken Blade Warwick. Let's go.
let's go.
I see. The problem is, I'm looking at the Peaches draft, and it's looking more like a solo queue draft, right? I mean, of course, there is some Lucian Rakan double. You can, it's still a viable lane, right? It's still a pretty good lane, but it's not, that amazing. Oh, maybe the Lucian Milio, or of course, no Lucian. I mean Lucian Braum, but there isn't as it's not as strong as a bot lane here. Of course, the Jarvan Syndra can do a lot, but I don't think that synergy is as good as, right, like you said, the Orianna. And I think Warwick, yeah, we've seen it in pro play, but when was the last time a Warwick top actually did good in pro play? Because the only person I think has picked it for a while is Broken Blade, and I think he's almost
Oh,
lost every
Guigo.
single
I thought
game.
Guigo played it against him and did well. I'm pretty sure. The Furia top laner.
Yeah,
Regardless, it's like it's mostly a question mark. We're gonna see here on our side if what's specifically going top lane. They're taking a second actually to lock it in the client, so they're probably debating exactly what's going top lane at this moment. It's gonna be the Warwick top into the Gwen, so Trundle versus J4, what we expected, but I don't know. That's so cheesy, and this Peaches really struggled to get off the ground. Now they've like really course corrected, but they might be too far in the other direction now.
I mean, it's a little different, but I would have liked to see a set. You got Bash Bro versus Bash Bro right there. I think is a little better than the Warwick, because I feel like as Warwick, what are you going to do? You want to speed up really quickly, run at someone, and ult. But if that someone's Gwen and Gwen sees you, she just kind of pushes invulnerable, and you just fly right past her. When it goes away. And I think that, and also with the fear as well, I'm not sure that this is going to go as well as the Warwick is hoping. But I mean, they can do stuff. We've seen both win. Of course, I think the late game damage by Fafnir is just so strong. You have the Gwen, you have the Sivir, you have the Trundle who's just going to be split pushing afterwards. Yeah, he's going to clear camps, but he's just going to split push. As soon as, and no objectives up, everyone's top lane. I don't have TP, I have Smite. Yeah, let's just go get that bot turret. Why not? And of course, Poppy's going to be able to push out anyone. Jarvan tries to jump in, Poppy ult. They're gone, and Akali's just going to do Akali things. You have a squishy Lucian, squishy Syndra, Rakan's just going to be non-existent afterwards. So I think that Fafnir has pretty good, but again, will it turn into like last game where we said, wow, Peaches has a great late game comp, but they never got to it. So if Fafnir can't get to that late game comp, they're going to have a very hard time and could have Justice taking this game too, but I don't know. We'll just have to see.
To me, though, the difference between what we saw from last game scaling and this game scaling from Peaches, where they have the Azir, the Jinx, and the Scion, is Gwen is solid early if there's someone around her. Sivir at least provides utility, kind of like Jinx, but Akali is very solid early as well. So there are very much existent options for this Fafnir lineup to really challenge early if they want to, or it's fine just to farm. But I do feel like Akali's really the sore thumb that's sticking out. She does really want to get the ball rolling as fast as possible. She wants to get accelerated. She wants to just be this thorn on the side that can exist in her shroud in the backline. But
with the Syndra, right? It's that mid lane or range versus melee matchup is not going to go well for the Akali. I mean, I would have liked to see a an Akali Silas, the double mage mid lane, double AP melee mages mid lane just be way more fun. But really shows, but that really just turns into a hand diff afterwards.
It's really, I mean, I hate to be this kind of reductive with it, but to me, it's all going to be about hands this game. Last game was really like, okay, who can scale, and they turned it into a hands game. But now we're in the situation where it's just all hands. There's not a scaling aspect. Both teams can pilot late game in my eyes. So it's just, who do I think can do it? And I saw what happened last game. I may have predicted 2-0 for Peaches, but that's out the window. I'm liking what I see from this Fafnir lineup.
I like it too, but we'll just have to see again. A good Lucian Rakan, a good Lucian Rakan engage is going to do quite a bit here. The knock up onto the Sivir after Spell Shield guarantees maybe the ward comes out of nowhere and woos into them, gets the kill that way, gets onto the Sivir, deletes her off, and Gwen should start top lane. But I agree with you. I think it's going to be a hands matchup. Can the Rakan and Lucian really get the ball rolling early, or will Sivir just kind of poke him from a distance and Poppy just looks pretty there for a while until she's really needed? Whenever the Jarvan jumps in, the Lucian jumps in, or the Khan jumps. Actually, no. I was gonna say no. I don't think she can, right? Because Warwick's ult is an unstoppable, right? So Poppy cannot stop it.
Yeah, she can stop the Q follow though, but we can sit here and to like talk about this, but there's still a short little break we got to go through. We got a little bit of spec delay still, and that means that we do have to sadly let you guys go for just a couple more seconds. But don't close the tab, don't go anywhere. Just look away, just go get a drink of water, stand up, posture check. You know what you need to do, but we know we need to go to a quick little break, so we'll see you right now. And we are back here. I told you it was a short break. Game 2 has begun between Fafnir and Peaches. They stuck to the same side, surprisingly. Peaches opting back into that red side. Went for something pretty interesting here. The Warwick top, the Lucian Rakan bot lane. But Fafnir responded in kind. That's, they're cooking something up here, too, both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this support, and I mean, the Poppy is going to do so much if she can actually land her stuff, and of course block the Rakan, engage the Jarvan, engage with the Cataclysm. She can block that. She's going to be pretty good, and I mean, hey, a flash over the wall into double man ultimate is going to do quite a bit into these teams right there. But oh, actually, it's probably just going to be just a ward, very simple ward here, and walks out.
Vision is pretty important for both these junglers here, and I don't want to level 1 a Warwick, and that's exactly why he can follow through, pump so much damage into locked in there, and it's 125. This Gwen either gets their HP back or loses TP. Damn, my bad. I misspoke. I misspoke. That was a bad misspeak right there.
Either gain TP and lose TP, or either save TP but be in lane lower, or lose TP but be healthier.
It's gonna be a journey here, specifically for this Gwen who did go into the Ignite, so they're gonna have to figure out a way to manage this Warwick already down HP, especially with blue mage as well in the mid lane has to deal with that from Wormlock here on the Syndra. And on the rough end of this matchup, blue mage is gonna definitely struggle to stay alive, stay healthy, and stay kind of ready to roam, because Muldrifter is probably gonna be challenging that a lot when they've got this much priority from a mid laner.
Yeah, I mean, as a melee into that ranged matchup, you really are just trading your health is just another resource bar, right? And you're just trading that for the CS here. That's all that matters. And I will say, ooh, bot lane kind of getting shifted away. We're getting pushed away from the wave here. Not feeling too good. Yeah, giving Lucian that early little damage, but they'll manage. You still have the Sivir Boomerang to really get in here, and ooh, blue mage is taking a little bit of damage.
Unsurprisingly. Something I'm really shocked about is just how little we've really seen of bot lane just for these first couple levels, because this is a really big point in time where you specifically as this Poppy are going to be pushing as hard as you can, and as Rakan as well, because if the Poppy doesn't have steadfast presence, if she goes for the wall push and the Q, the damage, you have the green light as Rakan just to go crazy. But now they're going to tick over to 3, it's going to be harder to engage, and now you're going to be really relying on this Lucian poke specifically to make any progress in this lane.
Yeah, looks like the Trundle is going to get, of course, that top scuttle. Jarvan's going to get the top scuttle, unless, now, too far back. No mana on the Syndra, but it doesn't look like Trundle's going to be able to get anything there. Warwick's also pretty pushed up, so not going to be able to get behind the Warwick to try to get a kill there. And just decided, you know what, we're going to walk away.
Just going to mosey on out of here, and Wormlock is pretty but that's still not going to detest Muldrifter here, or stop their push, and the Flagon Giant's going to miss, but back into the top lane, it's just more trading, and Blue Mage makes their way to there. The double roam from this from the support jungle from the side of Peaches is pretty strong there, and Final Oak Tree is on top of locked in, still has the barrier, hasn't forced out the ignite, locked in, is just gonna fall. First blood claim for the dog.
Yeah, not looking good. Also, as you see, the Jarvan's here. This could actually be another kill going over. Misses Tyler, but
yeah, misses the grand entrance, and that's a steadfast presence pretty early there. And here's Trundle. They're trying to burst. Fafnir Finn is gone. It's on to Tyler next. One more shot forces the flash away from Tyler, and the Trundle just has to run away. It's the opposite from last game, or more of the same from last game, honestly, as they found the earlier. They found feats of warfare early last game, but now they gotta hold on to the lead.
Yeah, ooh.
They went for it. Tyler. He's gonna use that steadfast presence. One more auto, not enough. The aftershock saves him.
Din, what are you?
I don't exactly know what Locked In is expecting here, but they're gonna go for the fight. The Snip gonna miss. And that snaps us back to bot lane. Mio's going to get pillared onto the wall. The combo you're looking for. Feats of Warfare claim in the meantime. Mio going to live. Flash forward from Fafnir to find the return play. But it's just going to force the barrier. Fafnir fan goes for a couple more autos, but they're so low already.
Forces the barrier as well out of the Lucian. I mean, we really didn't talk about that combo of the Trundle pillar into wall push right from the Poppy there, but if you're just going to be instantly Lucian queued right as soon as you do that, and you lose your entire health bar because of it, it's not going to be as good. And yeah, hey, look at that. You got a single kill onto the Sivir, but I mean, all she has is a slingshot. It's not a good first item here, especially, of course, you're not able to get the BF sword here. And now, boom, you have to be a little careful. Does at least get the cannon.
They get the important part. You only need cannon, nothing else, and the things are right onto Tyler. And that's the grand entrance. Just going to miss from Mio, but maybe not exactly looking to land it. And the start on the Cloud Dragon. That's Fafnir fan has to reset. It's all going to be in favor of Peaches so far.
Yeah, the only thing that Fafnir was able to buy was a single boot right there, so not going to be able too good here. Has not enough there from Tyler. Tyler just walks up, looks cool, and walks away.
Ran out of under the tower from Blue Mage. He's getting roamed on by Oak Tree though. He's gonna find that fear. Just gonna finish off the kill here. Not quite, just lasts a little bit longer, but finally Oak Tree finishes it off. I was not expecting the Syndra just to pop like that.
Okay, it's an Akali with a Hextech Alternator who, a little bit of damage going on to Celestial, but not too much here. Just decides to walk away, and I mean, hey, look at this. Fafnir's getting probably a single plate though. That's about it.
Yeah, it's money. You really want money on the Sivir.
You need the BF sword.
Yeah, you need the BF sword. You need to get her strong because she does scale really well, but her first item not the best. It does help, but it's just not the best. So you need to get her, over this hump. And with the Syndra rotate down to the bot lane like that, that's just going to stifle all sorts of growth.
Maybe you want to have a lane swap right now, right? Put the Akali bot lane, get that Sivir into that mid lane against the Lucian. Kind of, but I mean, they're moving so much, it's really hard to keep on top of it. You're going to start losing waves because of it. But looks like they're now roaming up to the Grubs, and that's going to be... I don't think all four, because of course there are 4 members here, so, and of course, actually it's going to be just 4v4 because Wormlock does not actually have TP available. Ooh.
Fear is found in Tyler, gonna miss the steadfast presence and the push from the wall. It's a knock-up city onto Tyler, and the calling finishes him off, and that's just grubs. Only one claimed by Fafnir, so Peach is gonna get the 2 and get that credit towards the feats.
This really is more of a snowball game here. Peaches are just finding what they need to get 2 grubs there. Gonna get the feats off of it. A little stack of feats at least. Ooh, a little damage onto Oak Tree, but I mean, there's 4 of them up there. I don't think they're really gonna be able to do too. You're not gonna be able to do too much if you got Fafnir.
Oh,
as I say that,
has to flash the Cataclysm. Not a great time to blow that 2.5 minutes just before that, and the duress is enough. The call of the pack onto him, and final Oak Tree is looking beautiful in the top lane.
Tyler's here.
Tyler is here, and Wormlock is locked down, but that's the scat of the week. Make sure Tyler's gonna get that last auto, but trying to buy it for Fafnir, and just gonna walk forward. Tyler finishes it off there. Maul Drifter is getting walked down by Blue Mage. Here comes the quickness. Is just gonna get found, but he's quite slow. The exhaust on the Blue Mage, and Gwen finished off the first kill. Now it's on the locked in, but Mio's gonna miss the grand entrance, and just on the way out, Peaches makes some critical errors.
I mean, that's what you want to see. You get 2 kills over to your team. You don't lose anyone in response there. And there was almost 3 as well. Oak Tree almost fell if that ultimate actually hit there from the Gwen. It does not. So, I mean, you get a kill on the Gwen. You get the kill. You get the kill. I mean, yeah, it's Poppy. Maybe not the best to get a kill, but hey, she can still do quite a lot of damage because this is a league of tanks, and tanks can do a lot, especially if you're Poppy. But, yeah, it's not looking bad, and for some reason I thought the Jarvan was Trundle. I'm like, ooh, I don't think you want to be there with so many members.
No, he's happy. He's sitting there nice and happy taking his red buff since he's not the Trundle, and Trundle is maybe a little stressed. 0-2 as Trundle is not a great spot. You really want to be accelerated on this champion. You want the gold. You want the ability to get your items because your utility you're providing to your team, while you have the pillar, while you shred the armor of someone, who are you really shredding that's going to matter a whole lot? The Warwick spamming HP and AD? The Rakan? So you're not getting a lot of utility out of your ultimate. You're not shredding a tank. Okay, well then you provide damage. And not a whole lot else. And 0-2 is not a good sign for that, especially when you see that Eclipse in the Jarvan's inventory.
Yeah, I do want to also look at that top lane. Oh, as soon as that Trundle is just getting deleted.
He's getting the calling so far, but the quickness and the grand entrance beautifully found onto the Trundle, and he used that ultimate, but you can see he's just not tanky enough. Warmlock finished off the kill. Mio gonna get half. Blue Mage is fishing for 1. The Shroud gonna go off, buys him some time. Lockton's here, trying to find the snip, and the needlework, and the Cataclysm on the Lockton. He's stuck in there, knocked up and gone. Wormlock with the unofficial double kill. Poppy on the flank, gonna get spotted out by Warwick, running their way down towards bot lane. Neil looking for the Grand Entrance, not gonna find it, has to use it defensively on their way out of there. Just one found so far. Final Oak Tree really fishing, really looking for the extra.
It could be very scary there if Warwick actually pushed ult there onto the Sivir if Spell Shield was already used. And I mean, it's not looking good. Yeah, look at that same CS in the top laning, but Gwen just had nothing. That's going to be the feat of strength going over, even though there's not a single... Actually, no, Rakan does have boots. So you can tell that they got themselves the new shiny shoes there for themselves. And it's looking pretty good here, especially with a 3k gold lead already with Beaches. Not even 13 minutes.
Yeah, they're looking a lot better. This is more what I was expecting. Aside from not a lot of kills going over in the Lucian's favor, but still finding ways to deal a lot of damage on this champion's good, and it signals as a Peaches fan that you're in a good spot. But Maul Drifter really not in a good spot, but the push gonna miss, and Maul Drifter makes their way out of there. Flag Drag's gonna miss. Poppy just looking to find the knock away, but now Mio, Celestial Martin have their eyes on the prize, and Blue Mage here to make sure that's not the case.
Yeah, luckily they Blast Cone actually canceled Tyler. I thought Tyler actually used the ultimate there for a second. It looked like a really weird, kind of weird Blast Cone thing with it, but does not, so they're able to just get here. Gonna be a little damage, a little dance here of the top laners, but I mean, just gonna have Warwick kind of split, or not split, sorry.
You get it. I believe in you. Quickness is found. That's the steadfast presence blocking off the Jarvan, but Tyler gonna get low, has to flash away, respecting the Cataclysm, but still found on the big Tyler. Just gonna have to die. Good gank so far now, but Oak Tree's the turn. Just right now, Snip, Sip, and the Needlework does a lot of damage, and the Duress gets another Factory Fan, flashes over the wall, finds a shutdown, and now Mole Drifter has the clear to dive, but I don't quite know if they want to do that. They don't have Cataclysm, they don't have Quickness, they don't have enough lockdown, in my eyes.
Yeah, at least Fafnir is slowly getting fed right now. You have the 2 kills going for the Berserker Greaves into... Oh, Fafnir's got to be a little careful. A lot of damage coming in from Martin right there, and at least we can do a lot. But Tyler, I'm not... Ooh. Hey, you got one grounded. There you go.
you found it, and it stops the play there. Fafnir fan able to stay for one extra wave. Elected for the Yuntal over the Essence Reaver, which is also a possible item you can go as Sivir. Though I like going this crit item. I like Yuntal a lot. On this champion, crit's so good on you, so it's not the end of the world here. But what is the end of the world is this Herald spawning and looking across the map, looking at the gold lead up there at the top of that scoreboard. It's looking pretty tough, especially in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, also look at this. Also look at this. This work here. 4-1 has the Shridebreaker available. At least if there is the Riftmaker for the Gwen, to be able to kind of get some stuff here. But I think that mid lane is just gone. Fafnir's not going to be able to get in time here, so they lose first turret as well. And the game is just slowly breaking apart for Fafnir. But again, they do have a scaling comp, and they can do good late game, as long as they don't fall too far behind. But how far is too far?
How far is too far? And the Quickness stopped by the pillar, and just Rakan ult for a pillar, but the space is bot, and that should be a Peaches Herald, but they like to go back mid lane, so we could see another contest here in a minute.
Yeah, Blue Mage is going to get some damage down. Or, sorry,
damage down. They're looking for it, and he's really low, and that's not the ult that you want as Blue Mage. Just going to have to walk out of there. Wormlock and Blue Mage locked in this battle in the bot lane, but no ground so far.
At least the flash was used by Wormlock, so you're not going to feel too bad by his Blue Mage, because even though you did use the ultimate, you get that, and that's still very beneficial here. Oak Tree is going to look to maybe jump on someone, has the fear proc, but decides, no, I'm good. I'm just going to run back top lane, get this red buff, and make sure that I don't lose my turret too quickly.
Don't want to I mean, if you're Fafnir, you don't really want to give any more either of your side towers. It just gives so much space to Peaches, and they're already playing disrespectfully. You don't want to give the team that's disrespecting you any more space than they're already just grabbing on their own. So it's good that they're defending these so hard. You can see the Warwick has open season on that top lane, and big fella Tyler walking to the bush, gonna get locked down, knocked up, charmed, and gone. Celestial Martin finishes off the kill with the calling, and the Poppy alt keeper's verdict is gone as well. So if Poppy technically respawns before this dragon's up, but she doesn't have the ult to help contest.
Yeah, just kind of mean Poppy's not going to be doing too much. You don't even have a single item on her just yet. And because of that, that's just going to be Dragon going over. That's going to be sole point. I mean, there is a potential contest, but it's not going to be much. You don't have any dashes, flashes, or anything. I mean, you have flash. I don't think you want to be flashing over the wall as Trundle. You don't have the blast cone there either to get over the wall. So just going to be sole point going over to the side of Peaches. And problem is, there's no cross map either.
No, there's no way for them to contest. Yes, the Herald's up, but they can't burst that fast enough. That objective is much tankier than the Dragon. And Trundle's just trying to farm their way back to this game. Didn't even have the upgraded Smite yet. Fafnir fan getting really far ahead, but just gonna find the ward.
Yeah, gotta be careful of the Warwick here. Gotta make sure that you have eyes on him at all times. Top lane turret is just so low, but doesn't go down in the end here. You have the Rift Herald up as well, so start putting wards down there if you are Fafnir. But Peaches just has the amount of wards, has that single ward in there, so Trundle can't just start it up without Jarva knowing about it. But it will get spotted though, so they will know. But hey, now they don't even have a ward in the Rift Herald pit. And they're going to lose probably Scuttle Crab as well for even more vision.
That's really... it just kind of sounds like everything's stacking against Fafnir right now. And it's because it is. Yes, the gold lead is not insurmountable right now for three and some change. 1,000 gold lead is not the worst, but it's just hard to manage when you're a team that doesn't have the option to force plays. Your engage is a Trundle Pillar and a Poppy, and that's kind of it. Otherwise, it's like a Collie backflipping onto Syndra, and he's usually got Scatter. Or then there's Sivir pressing alt and running at you quickly. So when you can't force problems, you can't force side lane picks, it becomes really hard for you to make up gold advantage, and you end up in these situations where, yes, you watched all of Fafnir move down to the bot lane, or most of Fafnir move into bot lane. They got the tower, but Syndra is safe, and she's got the shutdown, and that's really where their eyes are on the prize.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't even a single ping onto the Rift Herald by the side of Fafnir, so I'm not even sure they even knew that Rift Herald is being taken. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna assume it because there's no one on the map for a little bit, but again, there's not a single ping, so just kind of went right under that. And hey, look, they actually have Rift Herald this game after they killed it, and not losing it like last game, so it's already looking even better than last game, even with that gold lead. So it's something that, with how strong Syndra is, I mean, look at the top lane, 4-1. Still, for some reason, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, how does Warwick not have a shutdown, even though Syndra has a shutdown?
Died at a good time.
I guess, but like below on CS, and it's Riot. You know, it's questionable. I think a lot of this. Not the biggest fans of the bounty system, but
I think they're close enough in gold. I don't think Warwick is more than 1,000 up on Gwen right now, because Gwen swapped for the tier 2 boots over a legendary item, so technically they're pretty close here, but that doesn't feel the case. Gwen going to the top lane has that TP. Warwick though in the mid lane, keeping that mid lane shoved. The eyes are really onto Otacon though, and it's going to be hard if you're Fafnir to walk in. You don't have the weight, you don't have the engage. Like I mentioned, it's so hard to push that vision line any farther than just the pit itself.
Yeah, it's just, at least your Sivir is pretty high in level, right? It's level 13 versus the level 11 Lucian. I mean, same level as the Wukong here, being allowed to be in that solo lane for so long, right? With Tyler just saying, you know what, Sivir, you can 1v2 anywhere you go just because you have the Q, and you have Ricochet, so you can clear waves from 10 miles away. You take this solo lane, you farm up, and you carry us late game, and I'm gonna look pretty right now, and hope to maybe get someone into the wall.
That's about it, and that's the calling though on the back. They're gonna go out of there. Now the quickness isn't going to stop the keeper's verdict, but Tyler is singled out. Half HP, forced to flash away. The TP from Syndra isn't going to get stopped by the Gwen. She's stuck in the top lane. The duress onto the Akali in the Shroud. She's one shot. She's gone. Celestial Martin found the first pick off in the fight, and that's full Otacon priority for Peaches.
Yeah, I mean, what? Gwen's top lane, but not going to do really anything unless this has to be a mirror.
TP over Ball Drifter, really finished off Tyler. That's the flash from Fafnir, though you can see Locked In is here on the side. He does have the needlework importantly. Going to start it off there. Martin going to get half HP. Ball Drifter alone in the pit. He was abandoned by Peaches. Locked In, found it. Trundle's alive. They have the smite. They're going to fight the Otacon. Onto it. Final tree. Going to go through. Going to find one. Flashing onto Silver in the backline. Found the fear. But Trundle can't quite clean up the fight. Has to flash away. But the Otacon has been claimed by Fafnir.
I mean, yes, it's a 3 for 4, but you get the Otacon, you get that little comeback, right? And now you have advantage on the dragon here. You don't have you don't have the J4 here. You can heal up a Trundle because Trundle heals up so much. And this is the comeback that Fafnir needed. It's maybe not very big. I mean, you get the Otacon, you get the dragon, and you stop the soul from coming over, but you still are not in the clear. It's not a game-winning play right there by any means. You at least have some leeway now.
The way it's the, like, if Fafnir wins this game, it's the game-winning play and just sheer confidence. They're still down about the same amount of gold from before the play. Herald is still in the pocket of that J4, so a tower is just going to go somewhere on this map. You can see the things are moving onto the top lane. J4 is moving there, claiming that jungle camps, but Otacon, the slow just helps so much, especially if you're a Sivir. It guarantees so much ricochet damage. It guarantees that your Q is going to land onto people if they're popping in the fights. So it does help a lot, but you can see there's still the same struggles, and Blue Mage going to get too far forward. The Fire Dragon going to miss. The quickness going to miss. She's backflipping, but now that leaves poor big fella Tyler. Going to try that Keeper's Verdict, but it's not enough. Goodbye, my friend.
Oh my gosh. The support is Tyler's not looking good. 1, 6, and 2 right now. I mean, it's a 3-0-9 Lucian. You really do want some gold there. And actually, here comes the Rift Herald coming down here. Don't think that Blue Mage is going to be able to do too much damage right there, especially with that extra shield having you pop out of Rift Herald as well. I mean, hey, Locked In maybe gets something here. Needlework comes out. But
Gwen
just walks away. Oh, Flash was used, though. Flash was used by Wormlock.
I love Gwen is immune. Just watch Syndra right next to Gwen, and it's just Gwen is immune. You can't do anything to me now. Hee
Right, with dashes. Hey. Remember, she's a new champion. We can't all have Nasus passive everywhere.
We can't all have
Yunara. Yunara got it.
We can't all have just 20% lifesteal as a passive.
That's when you just have one for all.
That's why it's a passive on your W, and your passive is that you revive people.
Well, that's why you have. That's why you have a Felios passive, right? With the Felios Q on top of that, you know. Yeah.
And you have different ways to fight every situation, and you're like never really that weak in the game. I'm fine. It's fine. Some stuff is really frustrating, but I don't think right now anything is actually like unplayable. Maybe Inara comes out and it's like, oh my god, her numbers are too overdoomed, but the kit doesn't actually look that bad. I don't like mixed damage just because when they killed Gunblade, they specifically said we don't want mixed damage champions to exist in the game. But
then they have Yone. But I mean, like, they can't say that when they have Yone that exists in the game, okay?
Yeah, then they add Yone, and then they add Yanara now with like, oh, part of your card is turned into AP.
Okay, but at least remember, Yanara's passive doesn't exist early game. It
This is
physically
true.
doesn't exist. So, that's at least good. Even though it has an ADC main, I cannot wait when she comes out. I have not tried her yet. We'll have to see here. And of course, right now, for everyone watching, there's not much happening. I think these teams are just kind of positioning for that dragon that comes up in a minute and 30. Baron comes up very soon. But yeah, this is very high peak game of Tyler hit the bush. Oh, he got vision.
Watch big fella Tyler walk into an empty bush and hope no one's in there again. He's found out 6 times. Is it the 7th? Who knows? But
7th time charm.
Yeah, 7th time the charm really has been working this time. You know, maybe it'll be 8th, but you know, 8 times the charm.
Yeah.
They've been pushing the vision line though. You can see it's a lot of defensive vision. That's 2 pings right there in the red side for Peaches. So they're really making sure they lock down this Baron, but they've got that soul point. That's 40 seconds on the objective, and really only Syndra flashed down.
Yeah, I mean, Rakan Flash is down as well, though, so they do have to worry about that. You're not going to have any snap engages here, but actually, as soon as they hit that Tyler, is he going to walk up into it?
Giga Chad.
He will walk into the face of you and just say, I will jump in no matter what here. But actually, Rakan has level 11, Poppy level 10, so you're not going to have that level 2 upgrade on your ultimate just yet here for Tyler, so gotta be a little careful here. And also, of course, no level 16 for anyone on the side of Fafnir, while level 16 is not actually non-existent. Never mind. I was gonna say that, of course, you have that level 3 upgrade here for ultimates not over yet. Ooh.
That's the calling baited out from Martin. You can see that Gwen up in the top lane there, separating far, forces Oak Tree to have to walk. That means the top lane push in favor of Fafnir. They have something to work with. They've got the TP as well. It's just about setting up the space in the fight.
Yeah,
they're going to find the stun onto Mio. That forces the TP away. They cook this through in the backline. And Blue is gone. Deleted off the face of the earth. The Cataclysm and forced flash away from Trundle. Locked in though. Running forward as the Needlework into the run. The bounces are doing a lot of damage into the wall. Oak Tree is peeled. Is gone. Not quite actually.
The healing though.
So much. He's going to live forever. Fafnir found one though. Locked in with a beautiful TP. Pushes Wormlock in the backline.
The Ignite didn't actually get the last tick onto Celestials. Lucian actually lives right on a cup on double-digit HP, maybe almost single-digit, but you have another dragon going over. The gold lead is starting to shrink. Less than 2k now, locked in. Let's not do a Dorn and die to Krugs or anything here. I think you just want to be backing.
That puts them in a good spot, too, as Camtech Dragons are just empowering your healing, and it's so specifically for Gwen and Trundle, who's healing a ton of these fights, but it's also not letting the Warwick do that. But now this might be an overstay from Fafnir here. Celestial Martin is on the Lucian, has a lot of one boom, but it's 3 levels down. The calling does a lot of damage. The flash is just going to claim him. Now TP from Blue Mage does have the ultimate, importantly. Wasn't able to get that off in the last fight. The Unleash Power is going to do a lot of damage, but Wormlock uses Scatter, finishes off, and is unstoppable on the Syndra. That might honestly have just undone all the work that they've worked on for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, because it's double. There's both summoners gone for Fafnir fan now. You don't have any summoners either from Blue Mage.
Locked in.
He locked in.
He did in fact locked in.
But is that Baron going over to the side of Peaches? And of course, Lucian still hasn't died a single time yet.
Still doing a phenomenal job. It's a 3
steal.
It's a 2v4. Yeah, it's gonna have to be for a steal. First off, Keeper's Break is gonna burn away the J4 really early on this fight, but he's not spotted out yet. And they are going to finally know where the Trundle is, and Locked In still pushing on the bot lane. It's 4,000 HP.
No, right?
Trundle has no flash. He has to get in very soon. On a bait of the flea though, gonna come through. Can't find it. They stopped beautifully. Peaches just clinical in dicing up this Fafnir lineup.
But yes, they get Baron, but I guess they have a bot lane push, but that's going to be very quickly pushed away by the Sivir, and now they lose their inhibitor, so at least there's some stuff here, but their mid turret is still up. The dragon is in 3 minutes, so they will not have the Baron buff available for that, and My assumption, they're going to be pushing for that bot turret, being that it is the last tier 1 on the side of Fafnir actually available. Or actually, I think they're just going to be trying to pushing for the kill onto Blue Mage's and locked in. Probably one of Blue Mage's going to get a ward there or something, because it's going to be a little scary.
The tower is up, but it's kind of fake right now. 30 minutes into the game, towers kind of don't exist. They just don't do enough damage anymore to threaten, and you see that mid lane push coming through. They have that Baron. They have so much damage coming from this Lucian here, and Fafnir don't have the wave clear they're looking for from that Sivir quite yet. She's not there, and that's just the cannon living. The Culling is going to get burned out so far by the Trundle. The Pillar is locking them down, but the tower is still going to fall. 2 towers so far from this Baron.
Yeah, that's going to be putting good money in the pocket, right? It's 3.5K right now over to the side of Peach. Yeah, those 2 kills definitely did undo all of it, because now they're back to where they were before, and Tyler's walking into a bush that he shouldn't have, and he's going to go down for the 9th time!
Poor Tyler. 10 times the charm. Oh, that's the duress onto Blue Mage, and followed onto the tower. Ormlock finished it off, but Oak Tree onto the tower.
And they have a wave coming in here. I don't think that'll be game, but that'll definitely be very helpful for the Dragon here. They're going to get a 3rd tower with this Baron buff here. I mean, hey, Gwen could do the miraculous TP top lane, but it ain't going to do too much. Not going to get a turret. And this is going to be a 4th turret actually going over. They still have Baron for another minute here. Yeah, another minute.
Needlework doing a lot of damage. They're poked out. Sivir's bounces are putting in a lot of work. Holy! You gotta put respect on Fafnir's name. And the Sivir is going to get popped. They're really chasing forward. They're looking for the pillar from this Trundle. He's keeping up, but care for the turn. In that push. Doesn't have quickness, but does have the Grand Entrance. It's going to miss. And now it's the Cataclysm into your own death. And it's just the peels so far. Look at Peaches. They're having to run. Now they've got the quickness. It's going to lock down Tyler. Found onto Fafnir is gone. Oak Tree found the first, the duress, the base. Not quite, actually. But the ace of the team fight. It's done.
That's it. It's 2v4 here. They have Baron. They're going to lose Baron here, but they're going to get Soul Point right now. Guarantee that for themselves, and how low they've been getting, it's going to be so beneficial in these later fights. You still have 30 seconds, over 30 seconds on each of the 2 carries here. I guess you're one, really, it's just your 1 carry in that Sivir here. Hey, maybe you have the amazing needlework over the wall. You can maybe get some miracle happens, but hey, if locked in, if you go down, that is just guaranteed a game here, so you have to be careful. Not sure if you really want to be walking into bushes blind, though.
Honestly, instead of even going for those bushes, I would have tried to grab the crab just to have guaranteed vision, but now at this point, there's nowhere for you to ward here as Fafnir, and you need to try and get your Sivir there as fast as possible without getting bursted, or you're just going to give it the soul for free, and if you're giving up a soul for free like this, you're struggling to already finish off kills, and like, I would call them more honest team fights. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, Lucian still hasn't died. T1 really living up to the T1 name, trying to be the next Gumayushi, not dying a single time, being just that KDA player here. Yeah, locked in. I see a little flank, but I'm not sure you can really flank 3 people.
It's pretty hard, and Fafnir's cut down. Oh my, has no HP to work with there. The calling does so much damage. Scatter gonna miss, but it's gonna find on a Trundle. The quickness gonna lock him down. Muldrifter finished it off, and Peaches are pushing. They're just going for the end. They're punishing Blue Mage at the top lane.
Oh,
holy, that Warwick went way across our screens, and Oak Tree's gonna find the fear on the Fafnir under the tower. It's up to Locked In. Gwen is immune. You see those names. You see what Locked In could do here, but the needlework doesn't have to get used quite yet, and there it goes. It's gone. That's your primary damage. Big Tower gonna find it, but the channel into the tower. Oak Tree is still unstoppable with Muldrifter finding it. Locked In gonna fall second to Mio, actually, in the Keeper's verdict. Is gonna find someone, but it doesn't quite matter. The Laughing Jinx from Celestial Martin, unkillable, untouchable, finishes the ace. Peaches, 33 kills have found the end.
Took them 36 minutes to. We saw the little little hope there from the side of Fafnir being able to steer the Yanakon, but it's just not enough. They push their advantage a little too hard. I guess they pushed it a little too hard. Walked up where they shouldn't have, and that's game 2. Going over to Justice for Peaches, bringing us to miniature silver scrapes in this best of 3.
We're at match point here for the series, but first we got a little bit of talk about here for the series. It was for this game specifically. The Sivir really putting in a ton of work on this champion. You can see the damage graph just not looking close. Yeah, well, it's only 29k. Well, like, there's no tank to hit this game. You're hitting a Warwick, I guess, but putting in so much work, you could see just how close they were.
I mean, well, I guess the damage is really coming in from work healing up literally everything. I mean, his health bar regen like 3 times in each of those fights there. And I mean, Lucian, of course, unkillable 27 KDA. We thought 21 KDA from last game was a lot from Fafnir. No, this time Lucian says, yeah, actually, I'm going to be the one to do it. And it's, I mean, look at this Akali doing 9k, Trundle doing 5k, right? You want Trundle to be split pushing. I don't think he even split pushed a single time. I'm not even sure he hit a turret this entire game. It did not look good here. And I mean, we just don't look at Tyler Katie. Don't look at Tyler Katie right there.
Don't
One
look
and
Tyler Dance.
11. Yeah, I mean,
It's
1 and 8, 1 and 6, 1 and 11. That's not what you want to be seeing, and
it's the rough
be
case of
turnaround.
being, yeah. You're the melee champions in a game with just a bunch of like burst or kind of CC you can't deal with easily. You can't deal with a Warwick fear. He's gonna press it. You're gonna get feared if you're fighting him. It's what happens. So that's 3 of your champions on your team getting feared. And yes, you're buying time for your Sivir and you're doing your job. Technically, I'm not saying like Blue Mage didn't have a terrible game. The Trundle didn't have a terrible game. Big fella Tyler, 11 deaths usually
He
means
was the
something's going
warden.
on.
Yeah, he just tried to be the moving ward, and it just wasn't working out.
Yeah, and it really made them struggle. But for the side of Peaches, it was just they always had the fight. It was never about they couldn't fight. It was always like, can they close out? And that really was a struggle for them. But in the meantime, as you mentioned, miniature silver scrapes. We do have a game 3 for this series, which I'm excited to watch, but we gotta wait for these teams to figure it out. They gotta get in the lobby, get rest, get rehydrated, and you gotta get rested and rehydrated, and we'll see you all shortly after this break.